What's going on, everybody? There's a lot of comedy. It's very exciting. Guys, I just lost 350 pounds. Very exciting. No, don't worry, it's because I'm getting divorced.
Yeah!
I always like the excitement for my divorce.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck your family.
Sorry.
Fuck those vows. But I am getting divorced. I don't know if you guys have ever been through a bad divorce or a bad breakup. But if you think you have, I promise you, you haven't. I know you might think you have. You ever been through a bad breakup? Did you? You think it's bad? I bet you it wasn't. I'm going to tell you how I know yours wasn't bad and mine was bad. Are you ready? When you were going through your breakup, did you start questioning your sexuality halfway through? Exactly. I got halfway through my marriage and I was like, I think I'm a lesbian. This wouldn't be going nearly this bad if I truly liked dick. By the time I got to my divorce papers, I was 97% of the way to lesbian. It's pretty far in, I was committed. Right? It's a spectrum, but listen, I was ready, I was committed. Listen, I'd already shaved my bush into that plaid pattern they like.
It's the flag.
That involves dye, I wasn't ready for that. I was only ready to but listen, I'd already signed up to pick up my Subaru.
You were close.
I'd filled out all my lesbian paperwork, and I'd been assigned an assistant to help me through the process, a lesbian. And after all that, I didn't make the cut, guys. I didn't make the cut. I was so sad. I was so sad. But it was a few different things. I know I have to try again, but no, they said absolutely not. Here's the problem. It was a few things on their end and a few things on my end. Look, number one, I don't play softball. So I'd never make any new lesbian friends. Number two, found out very early on in the process, my legs, too fat to scissor. Yeah, that was almost an automatic disqualification. Yeah, no, I had to actually write a letter to Ellen DeGeneres to let me continue on in the process. The last one was cultural, couldn't get around that. It was cultural, guys. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm Colombian. Don't get so quiet, Suffolk County. They let us in the country now, okay? So it's okay. It's okay. Calm down, mostly white friends. Listen, we have to swim here, but once we dry off, they let us stay. It's okay. It's okay. But I guess I can tell from the deafening silence, you guys don't have a lot of Colombian friends, so let me explain to you what the problem is. In every good Colombian family, and I come from a very good Colombian family, we are allowed just one of each. Gay guy, lesbian, priest, and whore. Only one of each per family. That's all that's allowed. And my sister is already a lesbian. Coincidentally, she's also the whore. She multitasks. But she is a lesbian. She's been married to her lovely husband for 6 years now. So she gets to be the lesbian, not me. So basically, she beat me to the punch. Or the puss. It depends how you look at it. But either way, she gets to be the lesbian. Do we have any lesbians here? No? Not a single one? Close enough? Halfway through? Okay, excellent. Well, we're going to talk about him anyway. My sister is a lesbian. Like I said, she's been married to her lovely husband for 6 years. I was actually at her house for dinner the other day. I walked into her living room and she was hysterically crying. And I'm super empathetic, you guys can tell. So I was like, what's wrong, lesbian sister? And she said, we can't get pregnant. Because you know what? That's what lesbians sound like. I don't know if Vagisil is hard on the vocal cords. I don't know what the problem is, but I digress. But my heart broke for her in that moment. I felt so bad because I already knew they weren't going to get pregnant. I knew that. I did because I took AB Bio in high school. And I got an A, and I knew that neither one of them had sperm. I knew that. Because it was a question on the final. So I had to tell her, right? Couldn't let her sit there suffering. I was like, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys are not going to get pregnant. That is not how this works. Like, I don't know, any of you guys have kids? Somebody has a kid here, right? Somebody's got a new baby? You got a new baby, right? So you know you need some sperm, right? So, like you can't have none. Or you need a little bit. Or just like a handful, or like a mouthful. But you need some, is my point, you need some. And she looked me right in the eyes and she said, we have sperm. It's in the freezer. And I was like, oh shit. I really wish you'd let me know that before I made these banana daiquiris. but that was okay. It was okay. I'm sorry, did you guys not know?
Yes.
Surprise. It tastes like bleach. Surprise. Also, your balls smell like tortillas. Ask for it. No matter how much you wash, they're always going to smell a little bit like tortillas. I'm just letting you know. I'm just here reporting the news. Chlorine, bleach, chlorine. That's what I'm saying. Chlorine, bleach, whatever you want to use the official term, whatever. Clorox, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I didn't even know the lesbians wanted to have children. Did you guys know that, Melissa? The lesbians want to have children? Did you know? Why? I don't know why. That's my whole point. What the hell is that about? I feel like they're ruining the beauty of what it is to be a lesbian. I thought the whole point was you could bang whoever you want and not have to worry about getting pregnant. Apparently there's more to it than that, I guess. It was one of the main reasons why I applied. I don't like the children. I don't like them. Sorry. New baby, mom. I don't like any of it. I don't like the babies, the toddlers, the larva, the pupa, whatever it is they evolve into before they turn into teenagers. I don't like any of that shit. And I have 2 at home, so it makes things very awkward. I don't know, maybe yours is going to be fun. What do you got, a boy or a girl? Girl, sorry. That's part of the problem. I have 2 girls. It's rough. People don't warn you about girls. I'm going to warn you about them right now. I'm going to warn you. Girls are evil right out of the box. They are, right? She knows. I know she knows. How old is she? 6 weeks? They're evil right out of the box. I'm telling you what I mean. That both figuratively and literally, because they destroy everything on the way out. They destroy everything, right? It's a disaster. It's a mess. Right? Have you looked? Don't look. It's terrible. It's like, you know, when the parachute explodes out of the backpack. And then you gotta try to stuff it back in. But it doesn't fit. So you just stomp it in and zip it up and hope no one notices. But they notice. Or when you try to refold a fitted sheet out of the package. And it doesn't work, so you just ball it up. And you kick it into the closet, and you're like, no one will ever look there. But they look. It's not the same. Your husband won't make eye contact with you right now. He's looking down. No, he won't look at you. He's pretending like he's going to look at you, but if you actually make eye contact, he's like, no, it's perfect. It's a perfect pink Hello Kitty. Like the first day I met you, it's perfect, don't show it to me. And then, after all the death and destruction that these girls impart on your nether regions, they have the audacity to come out looking like their dad and have a shitty attitude. It's outrageous. I know I'm part of the problem. I didn't have the best childbearing timing. What do they tell you? They recommend what? Every 2 years for optimal development. You have them every 2 years apart. I didn't do exactly that. I did it a little differently. Guys, I have a 6-year-old. And a 19-year-old. Don't huff and puff. I was a young whore. We can talk about it later. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Be calm. Listen, it's rough because my children are mean as shit. Like I said, they don't warn you about girls, but girls. Listen, my 6-year-old's only this big. She's a tiny little thing. Okay, and I understand she's right at fupa height, and that's all she sees. But I don't need the running commentary on my body that she gives me. It is not necessary. Okay, it's very mean, it's cruel, it hurts my feelings. She'll come into the bathroom when I'm taking a shower, she looks me up and down and she's like, what's that? What are those? Why are they down there? Ew. It's terrible, because have you ever been insulted by a child? It's very humbling. Have you ever been insulted by a child, sir? It does hurt a lot. Yeah. It hurts. Look, you're a beautiful woman, right? So if a guy walked past you and was like, you're ugly, you'd be like, whatever, that's so they wouldn't fuck you. You'd sleep like a baby that night, right? You wouldn't even give a shit about it, right? Or if a chick walked past you and was like, you're ugly, you'd be like, whatever, cross-eyed bitch, you don't even know who you're looking at. And you would never think about it again, right? But if a kid walks past you and tells you you're ugly, you're just ugly. That's it, right? You just have to accept it. Because there's no malice in what they're telling you, right? Like, they don't know that you didn't know. Like, they don't give a shit. Like, they'll walk past you, give you high five. What's up, ugly? And then they go right back to playing Roblox. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. My daughter excels at this. She's so good at it. She really is. The other day, I'm telling you, this is 100% a true story. I came home from the salon, freshly highlighted, makeup done. I walked into my living room. And she was like, wow, you look like a Barbie. And I was like, oh my God, really? And she goes, yeah, but not one of the good ones. One of the ones I get at Five Below. That's terrible. That's terrible. I could actually tell you happened because I feel like it changed the trajectory of our lives. The worst time it happened was exactly 241 days ago. I can tell you the exact time, 5:43 p.m. Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the end of the work day. My shoulders were relaxed. My defenses were down. I wasn't expecting to be verbally assaulted by a tiny terrorist as I walked into my home. But that's what happened, guys. And I was the first one to offend, I'll be honest with you guys. That's what happened. I made the grave error of brushing against her ever so gently as we walked through the door. She flipped out. She was like, Mom, you're touching me. Mom, you touched me. Mom, you're touching me. Aren't you supposed to be skinny? And I was like, listen, little girl, don't come at me with your little 6-year-old metabolism talking shit. You can't even read. And in that moment, I thought I won. But she looked up at me and she said, yeah, but I know my shapes. And you're turning into a circle. And listen, I didn't punch her in the face. Yeah, I know, because we're not allowed to punch him in the face anymore. It's out of style. That's very 1994. We stopped punching the children in the face. We stopped. We're not allowed. Yeah, right? New mom, they don't even let you take them out of the hospital unless you sign papers that say you won't shake them to death. Right? You're not allowed. Can't punch them in the face. Can't do it. No. It's 2024, guys. We practice the peaceful parenting. Do you know the peaceful parenting? It's wonderful. Let me tell you about it. Here's what happens. You have these children, and as they grow and blossom and develop, they start to act like dicks. And then you, as their peaceful parent, and here's the important part, you might want to write this down. You do nothing, you do absolutely nothing. You just let them rock out and be little dicks. Because if you were to reprimand them, hit them, or correct them in any way, you would risk traumatizing them. And or having them grow up to be normal functioning human beings. And we can't have that, guys. Not in 2024, not on my watch, not gonna happen. But I didn't grow up with the peaceful parenting. Like I said, I'm a child of immigrants. My parents chose violent parenting. That was their parenting of choice. And they chose it at every opportunity. One time my mom killed me. Then she brought me back to life just so I would know that she would kill me. Just so that was clear. Like, listen, I grew up with a violent parenting. I ate non-organic food. They fed me gluten. I don't even know how I'm still here. Now we got to grow up. Now we got to raise them with the peaceful parenting. If you don't know how to do the peaceful parenting, here's what you do. You go to a family behavioral therapist. Do we have any of them here? Excellent. Let's talk about these bitches. Listen. I walked into this woman's office. She was all 23 years old. I don't think her parents had finished peacefully parenting her, but here she is telling me how to fuck around with my children. Okay. She was like, listen, Carla, you need to model your behavior for your children, and then they will do what you do. And I was like, false. I clean this house all fucking day. They don't pick up a goddamn toy. Try again. She said, Carla, you need to validate what your children say to you. You need to validate their feelings. You need to validate their emotions. You need to validate everything they say to you. And I was like, all right, cool, listen. My little Juliana cried this morning for 3 straight hours. Because I could not put the orange juice back into the orange. How do I validate that? And she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she looked at me and said, that'll be a $75 copay. It did not feel very validated, guys. It didn't. Then she told me that I needed to keep a peaceful parenting journal. And I was like, what the fuck is that? She said, just write down everything your kids do all day long. And that didn't help, guys, because at the end of the day, all I had was a list of all the shitty things my children had done all day long, and that made me a more violent parent. I wanted to punch them in the face. She needed to be a little more specific, guys, I think, because as parents, if any of us are parents here, I think that you could agree that even if we're not punching the children in the face, we're doing a little something just to keep our sanity all throughout the day, right? You haven't gotten to that point yet, but you will. For example, my 6-year-old has been looking for her stuffed rabbit for 3 weeks. And she's like, Mommy, you haven't seen Robbie Rabbit? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe he's at that camp. She was like, what about my holiday Barbie? I'm like, I don't know, maybe she's getting a lipo consult because her children are mean to her. I don't know. She could be anywhere. But really what helped me be a more peaceful parent, guys, I made it up myself. This chick didn't help me. I had to do it myself, and I stand behind my product, so I give it out for free. every day, every show, guys. The Carla Oakerson Peaceful Parenting Calendar, that's what you need to use. Yeah, it's super easy. It's very user-friendly. You don't have to be super detail-oriented to use it. For me, it was particularly easy because I only needed to keep track of one date. And that is the date my 6-year-old turns 18. Because we're going to celebrate birthdays a little differently in the Oakerson household on that day. I'm going to jump into bed with her in the morning and I'm going to be like, good morning, sunshine, happy birthday. Guess who's fat now? It's about to be your lip because CPS isn't coming today. So square up and get outside. We got 12 years of shit to discuss. Let's go. I don't like the children. No, I don't like them. I've never liked them. I'm a little late for you with this, but I gotta tell you, other people in the room who don't have children, where are my women with no children? All right. You okay? Ladies who have no children, I'm gonna talk to you right now. Don't look at anybody else, especially don't look at the new mom. All right? Don't even make eye contact with her because she's still in love and like covered by that new baby smell. Don't look at her. All right? Because we've all been lied to, right? Like by Big Baby. It's like Big Pharma. We've all been lied to, right? Like your moms and like your grandmas, memas, and aunties, they always tell you, no, have the babies. Have them. We want you to know the unconditional love that we felt for you. And then you call them and tell them you're pregnant. And they're like, hi, you're never going to sleep again. Go fuck yourself. I'm not babysitting. Yes? Is that what they did? They're just lying. Yeah, no, they want you to have the children, but don't have them. Don't have them. They're fucked up. I hate babies. Is that terrible? I hate them. I hate them so much. I go, yeah, right? I don't even know how.
Pregnant people.
Yeah, you were scared of pregnant people?
I used to be.
You think they're contagious? I think they're contagious. I think they they let out like a new baby aroma, and then you smell it, and then your eggs just release. No, you gotta wear a mask. That's the real pandemic is pregnancy. No, wear a mask. No, I don't like the babies. I like to go out and preach my 3-point anti-baby plan. I like to talk to women with no children because it's important. I think you guys should know, right? People aren't talking about this. People look at me like I'm crazy, but I think that by the time I'm done here, you guys will all be on my side. You ready? Point number 1, babies are misogynists. Yeah, I don't think they're misogynists. I know they are. You know how I know this? Because a baby will bite a woman's nipples until they bleed. They don't even ask if you're into that shit. Baby's not big on consent. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like we've gotten close. Before I had children, I had what could only be described as an incredible rack. Yeah, it was nice. It was high and tight, like a Marine's haircut when he first comes off of Paris Island. And I used to have nipples, right? Whatever you're picturing in your head a nipple is, something that looks like that. After 2 kids, I have what looks like it was painted by Picasso during his bad nipple period. Point number 2, babies are master manipulators. They are. I know they are. And listen, trust me. Have you ever heard a baby crying in another room? And then what happens? You leap over furniture and almost kill yourself trying to get to that kid, right? And then what happens when you get to them? They laugh right in your fucking face. That's gaslighting. Don't let them get away with that shit. And my final point, guys, babies are entitled. They are. People want to say like millennials and whatever fucking letter comes after them are entitled. No, leave them alone. They're working. They're going to school. They're making the delightful TikToks I watch instead of working all day long. Leave them alone. Babies are entitled. Guys, do you know that there's 4 million babies born in the U.S. every year? 4 million babies. Huge numbers, right? And do you know that infant unemployment is at 100%? No one's talking about that, not the left or the right. It's just me. I'm the only one bringing it up. It's terrible. But I think about to be out of time. Tim, what are we doing here? I have a couple of minutes. Excellent, because this was important that I needed to tell you guys this. I realized that I did tell you guys I have the 2 children, and I only told you why I disliked the one. And I did not want you guys to think I'm the type of mom that prefers the one over the other. That's not the case. My older daughter sucks as well. Very nasty, very rude. People kept telling me it's the hormones, but it's been years at this point. I'm pretty sure this is just her personality. It's just what we're stuck with. Like, she'll try to be nice to me occasionally, but it falls off right away. I walked into my house the other day, she looked me up and down, and she said, Mom, I love you. And I was immediately suspicious because she doesn't talk to me like that. So I was like, yeah. She goes, yeah, Mom, I love you. And I don't want you to die alone. So get on Tinder because you're running out of time. So I did it. She's not entirely wrong, right? But here's the problem. Anytime you get a teenager or young adult involved in a process, they immediately try to take it over because they think they know better. So now, no sooner do I walk into my house, does she snatch the phone out of my hand and start swiping left and right for me. The first time she did it, I panicked. I screamed at her. I was like, Isabella, what the fuck are you doing? She said, Mom, settle down. I'm going to find us a bigger house.
Priorities.
I know. I was like, all right, I'm listening. She said, Mom, watch. Broke. Bigger house, pool. Pedophile. I was like, oh my God, Isabella, you are so good at this. Hang on a second, Mommy's an idea person. So now every night, I am elbow deep in algebra, and my little sunshine is trolling the internet looking for rich dick for Mommy. And guys, it's working out so well because I am holding it down for her. She's getting straight A's. And I am swimming in rich D's. It's fantastic.